Let me tell you guys, Donkey Kong Bananza DLC was definitely not on my bingo card for yesterday's Nintendo Direct, but it happened, it's here, and it's very addicting. So during yesterday's hour-long Nintendo Direct, we got an announcement of Donkey Kong Bananza, DK Island, and the Emerald Rush DLC. Nintendo, what are we doing with these names? Like, we had Kirby and the Forgotten Lands plus Star-Crossed Worlds, we've got Donkey Kong Bananza plus DK Island, and Emerald Rush. Like, these names are getting a little ridiculous. But this is a paid $20 DLC for Donkey Kong Bananza that adds a new location and game mode to the base game. Now, I know a paid DLC seems kind of crazy this early after the launch of Donkey Kong Bananza. Like, we're only 2 months out from when this game actually came out. But honestly, I had put the game down and I'd been playing other stuff, reviewing other stuff, and what this DLC actually has to offer has sucked me right back into Donkey Kong Bananza. And that's because this DLC offers a new location for you to explore, as well as a new game mode that is just so cool and so unexpected for a Donkey Kong game. So first and foremost, let's talk about the new location that we'll be visiting in Donkey Kong Bananza's DLC. And that is DK Island. And this is a new location in the game, and it is just as bright and colorful as all the other locations that you'll visit throughout Donkey Kong Bananza, and has tons of nostalgia callbacks scattered throughout it for you to find. But there are no Banandium gems and bonus levels outside of a handful of bonus gold levels that you'll find scattered all over. So there's not a whole lot of collecting that you're used to in a lot of the other layers found in Donkey Kong Bananza. But no need to fear, the real meat and potatoes of this DLC doesn't come in the form of the new location, but in the form of this new game mode. So on DK Island, you'll run into Void Kong, who has discovered a new form of Banandium that is Emerald, and Void hires DK to mine these emerald gems for him in a game mode called Emerald Rush. And this game mode is literally Donkey Kong roguelike. It is something so unexpected and something that I'm so happy we got. It's so fun. In this game mode, you'll play through a handful of rounds, each 100 seconds long, trying to smash as much emerald ore as you can to meet Void's quota for that round. Each round, he'll say, get me 50 emeralds or get me 100 emerald. Whatever he says, you got to hit that before the end of the round. In each round, Void asks for more and more ore to be gathered, meaning you have to keep smashing to make sure that you don't fail, all while asking you to take on special challenges scattered throughout the map. And you don't have to just stop once you hit the quota. You can just keep smashing and collecting more, because once you reach that subsequent round, you will be able to pay the quota with what you've already gathered. So the more you have going into the next round is very beneficial and can pretty much clear the next round as soon as it starts. But the real interesting thing is that all the skills that you acquired while playing through the game have been reset in this game mode. So you're basically starting from scratch every time you play Emerald Rush. And this is because as you play through each run, you'll find Banandiums that will then give you a skill back as you destroy them, making you stronger and stronger and more efficient the more you find. So you kind of have to set a priority to not only collect the emeralds during your run, but also smash Banandiums, so that way you make yourself more powerful, allowing you to get emerald even faster. And this adds a nice little risk and reward system to this game mode, where you have to not only prioritize hitting your quota, but also being like, I need X skill, I need to be more powerful at punching through stuff, so I need to go find that Banandium by using my whistle power and seeing where it's located, so that way I can punch through stuff faster and get emeralds faster. But I also have to watch out for challenges, because those are going to reward me with extra emeralds. So you kind of have to balance what exactly you're going after each run and what you need to prioritize, making for a really fun experience. On top of this, you can also acquire perks by finding fossils, and these perks can range from a lot of different things, like bonus emerald ore drops from defeating certain enemy types, bonus emerald drops based on how many void challenges you complete during a run, and so much more. And basically all of these perks are essentially multipliers to the amount of emerald ore you gather from smashing stuff or doing different tasks during each run, allowing you to earn more and more. All the while, you'll be also gaining emerald chips, which you can use to rank up your skills as you are going round and round, allowing you to pick your playstyle based on the skills that you are focusing on. And this is really where the addicting nature of this game mode comes into play. Just like a run in Hades, changing the perks you take on each run of Emerald Rush changes your objective. Perhaps you are building out to focus on defeating enemies, so you're going to spend more time seeking enemies out and looking for them. Or maybe you're focusing on bonus challenges, so you're going out and looking for those void challenges to complete. And this changes what you're targeting each time you enter a run based on the perks that you're selecting, giving this a lot of different feel each time you go on an Emerald Rush run. So if you absolutely loved the destruction gameplay that you got in Donkey Kong Bonanza like I did, you now have access to an entire ever-changing game mode that puts all its attention on that destruction. Now, what are you playing this game mode for? Well, as you play through Emerald Rush, you'll earn a handful of goodies that you'll be rewarded with upon finishing your run. And the first of these unlocks is new locations to partake in Emerald Rush in. The first time you play it, you will play it on DK Island. However, by completing runs, additional layers will become available to play this game mode on, giving you a change of scenery, but also new terrain and enemy types to overcome, really changing how you actually have to strategize. You'll also earn Void Court points that will net you rewards like new costumes, Banandium chips, a music track, as well as additional emerald perks to acquire in future Emerald Rush runs, giving you even more build customization the more you play. And on top of all of these rewards that you're getting, you'll also discover that there are higher difficulty options that you can unlock. And these are actually pretty challenging. I bumped it up to 3 just to see what it was like, and it is actually a difficult time, which is something that I just didn't encounter at all while playing Donkey Kong Bonanza. The game is pretty easy as a whole, so having a game mode that provides you with an actual challenge is such a breath of fresh air in this game. And the way it makes things harder is by having Void increase the quota that he asks for at the end of each round, as well as taking away access to your Bonanza forms until you unlock them by collecting them from Banandium gems during those runs. And all of this is for the reward of bonus chips upon completing that run. And these harder difficulties also give you the opportunity to challenge yourself, to see how high you can score and achieve as the odds are stacked more and more against you. And honestly, I think this adds to the replay value of this particular game mode, because you can continue to raise the difficulty, see how high a score you can achieve, and then show it to your friends, show it on Twitter, show it wherever. Show how good you are at Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I think that is really, really exciting and really fun to see what people can do in this game mode. Now, I kept mentioning that you are acquiring these Banandium chips at the end of each run, but there is a special item that you can buy with them in DK Island. Basically, you'll talk to one of the birds, Squawk I believe his name is, while you're playing on this island, and Squawk will award you with trophies for 100 Banandium chips. So the more you earn, the more trophies you can earn, and you can use these just like any other item in the game. You can pick them up, you can surf on them, you can do whatever you want with those items and toss them around. And it's not something that I really cared about all that much. I'll be honest, I was more interested in like the new costumes and things like that. I wasn't really super keen on the trophies themselves, but if you're someone who enjoys completionism and doing all of the tasks, this is something that probably is going to interest you, and you're going to want to collect all those trophies. So nice that it's there for people interested, but for me personally, I just kind of ignored it. So let's answer the ultimate question. Is this DLC for Donkey Kong Bonanza actually worth the $20 price tag that they slapped on it? In my opinion, yes. I really, really think it is. This DLC provides you with a fun new location to explore and a new game mode that has hours and hours of replay value. Honestly, this game mode is incredibly addictive. The ability to change your perk set round to round and resetting your skills to give you the chance to focus in one aspect and try and go for the best score with those particular tools that you've selected, it gives this game mode a ridiculous amount of replay value, and increasing difficulties give you a nice challenge and a fun way to push yourself in ways I feel the base game just didn't offer you. And you can put so much time into perfecting your Emerald Rush runs that it gives Donkey Kong Bonanza a lot more to do after you've finished everything else in the game. And if you compare this to another DLC that came out recently on the Nintendo Switch 2, that being Kirby in the Star-Crossed Worlds, there is a lot more content here in Donkey Kong Bonanza than there was in that. Kirby Star-Crossed Worlds was roughly 3 to 5 hours of gameplay, depending if you were going for the 100% on the new levels that were added in that DLC, and it has the same price tag of $20. However, Donkey Kong's DLC has an endless amount of playtime due to its roguelike nature. You're able to just keep going in and repeating, changing up your build, changing the difficulty, seeing how high you can get that score by the end of your run. There is just endless amounts of time that you can dump into something like that, giving Donkey Kong a lot more value, in my opinion, for that $20 than what you get out of something like Kirby. And that's coming from someone who reviewed Kirby Starcross World and actually enjoyed it and said it was worth $20. I think this is a much better offering than what was in Kirby Starcross World. And honestly, what I think the coolest thing is about this DLC is the fact that later on, as people get better and better at it, we'll be able to watch them figure out the best perks and builds to use to maximize their Emerald Rush runs. Seeing the crazy multipliers people will hit will be so cool. And to see over the coming weeks more and more people dive into this DLC and figure it out and use I'm sure there's so many people better at Donkey Kong Bonanza than me at utilizing the platforming tools that are available in this game. Seeing the stuff that people are going to be able to pull off in this game mode to achieve those high scores, it's going to be really cool to watch. And the perk system gives this game mode so much depth. I just can't wait to see what people come up with as they mix and match their perks to increase those multipliers. So if you loved Donkey Kong Bonanza, maybe you even 100% Donkey Kong Bonanza at this point, and you want more Donkey Kong Bonanza, more of that experience, this DLC offers that and more. So definitely worth that $20 price tag in my opinion, especially if you loved this game. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. Let me know in the comments below if you are going to be picking up Donkey Kong Bonanza's DLC. Let me know your thoughts on the DLC. Maybe you're not interested. Let me know why you're not interested. Let me know all that stuff. But like I said, that is going to be it. You can check out memberships on the channel here. That's an additional way to support the channel if you're interested. Not something that is required by any stretch of the imagination. Don't feel obligated to do that, please. It's just there if you're interested. Like I said, you can also check out the Discord where people over there hanging out and playing Nintendo Switch 2. Definitely going to be fun there as new games are coming out like Borderlands. I'm kind of excited to hop in and play Borderlands with people over there in the Discord. So check that out if that is something that interests you as well. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe because it helps me out, helps the video out, helps the channel out immensely. But until next time, peace.